Okay, welcome everyone. I am Kim Arneson. I am the Administrative Coordinator for the Healer Within Foundation, and I will be introducing our practice leader for today's session. But first, we are absolutely delighted to have you with us today. Thank you so much for your willingness to enhance your daily practice with us. We also want to extend a huge thank you to our leader today, Stephen Michael Pague, for joining us in this space. Thank you so much, Stephen. Stephen will be leading us through about a 45-minute practice session today. Towards the end of his practice session, you'll find his contact information located in the chat section of this video. If you feel inclined to check out his work and latest offerings after what is sure to be a beautiful session, you'll have access right there. So without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce our practice leader today, Stephen Michael Pague. Stephen Michael Pague is a student, a practitioner, and an enthusiast of Chinese moving and healing arts, and has been teaching Qigong and Tai Chi internationally for the last 25 years. He has studied foundational and advanced methods with master teachers such as Dr. Roger Yanka and Robert Ping. Stephen is also a senior trainer with the Institute of Integral Qigong and Tai Chi. From years of study, research, and practice, Stephen has gathered the many tributaries into an expression and style he calls waterfall Qigong. And through his unique methods, he brings these ancient forms of stillness and movement to people of all ages and abilities, helping them to release the blockages of old habits, the tensions and stresses of life, anger, fear, worry, unhappiness, and grief. Stephen is also a founding family member of the Omega Institute and is also a poet, a singer, a songwriter, a musician, recording artist, and performer who lives in the Hudson Valley of New York with his amazing wife and near his families of their 2 daughters and their grandchildren. Thank you again, Stephen, and thank you to this community for partaking in this practice session. I hope you all have a beautiful day. And without further ado, welcome, Stephen. Thank you.
All right. Hello. And greetings, everyone. We had a little bit of a complicated process of getting set up here because of some challenges that I'm having. And I've been doing Zoom for ever since the time when everybody started Zooming. Once in a while, there would be challenges. But anyway, we had those, and those are, we've made it over those rocks in the road. So, and there's always going to be a bumpy road here and there in our lives. Something happens. It could be degrees of stress or shocking change or illness, and so many different things that can happen to us. So we, as practitioners of Qigong and yoga and such things, have learned over time that it is very useful to us to practice our Qigong. We find out 2 ways. We find out that if it be Qigong or a technique that we have that we're using that's a healing technique, whatever it is, we find out that, hey, this stuff actually, I feel good when I do this. I actually feel good when I do this, and there's residual. And that's interesting. And the other way is when I don't do these things, I don't feel good. I don't feel well. I don't maintain my wellness. So what I'm getting at is it works both ways. And that's interesting. It's a very yin-yang approach that's very much the same result happens each way. One is because we're missing the practice, we're not doing our practice. So our healer within, that idea of this healing as if it's a living being within us, this, because we are living beings, this living wellness embodied energy is within us. And when we stroke it or take care of it or do certain exercises and techniques, it is awakened and stimulated and brings us into a more healthy state. And when we don't do those things that we know work for us, we fall back and we fall back and we fall back. So these are the ways we learn, and we all live and learn this way over and over again, don't we? This is the unfolding of the way things go. We're human beings after all. Life is seems to be, even as a somewhat retired person, or semi-retired, I find myself more busy than I ever was before. So these remedies. Now I'm going to get up from my chair. If you're in a chair, I invite you to stand. If you like to maintain your practice time in a chair, or if you need to, either way, this can work. Will every single movement we do and practice here work in a chair? Well, you may have to modify. So here we are, we're going to do some fundamental practices. You know, there's an interesting series or set of practices in the world of Qigong called Qi cultivation exercises, which is kind of strange because Qigong means on a certain level, Qi cultivation. So when we say within Qigong, there are these things called Qi cultivation exercises, we go, oh, well, duh, of course. Well, so these things, and you may know some of them very well. Some things we're going to do today may be different from the way that you practice. So I'm beginning to just do some free form arm swinging, turning the body, turning fully, allowing the waist to turn, and allowing the head to turn if you want to, or you can keep your eyes on the screen as you choose, right? We're going to stay with this one for just a little while, and you can even go back and forth if you like to, wait to one side, wait to the other side. And while we're doing these exercises, I think, you know, I'm not sure. Most of us may know that it's important to have some level of intentful focus on three particular things. One would be the body, another would be the breath, and the third, called it a treasure, is the mind. So one teacher calls that the seat of vitality, the centers or the body itself, and the heart level, which is the center of love and the center of wisdom. But that's a divergence from what I was talking about. We're going to go back to the body, which we're letting our arms flop on. We're going to go to the breath now while we do the practice. Take a deep breath in. And a full, deep, relaxed, extra long breath out. Do that again. And more or less, exhale fully. Maintain this kind of breathing as long as it works for you in practice here. And then we focus our mind on the here and now, on the body. We're feeling the body. We know that we're moving. We feel the breath happening. These are already focusing us like 1, 2, and the third step follows that the mind focuses in a way with a little effort from us and a little natural unfolding from already focusing on body and breath. Body, breath, and mind, intentful focus. Okay? All right, now let's see if you can keep the hips from turning like we were doing here, and keep the hips focused forward as if you have headlights focused right directly forward from the hips. And let the movements now be coming from the torso. Our legs, we're kind of seated on the horse, if you will, in what we call in Qigong a horse stance, right? So our feet are, shoulders width apart or wider. We're opened up here in the hua, call this part in the body like this fold here in the lap, open there a little bit like we're on the body of a horse, right? And now we're going to turn with just the upper body doing the turning, allowing one hand to land on the belly below the navel and the other hand to land in the back, just kind of behind that pretty much, which is called, this front is called dantian, or we're focusing on the dantian in the front and we're focusing on meng in the back. Dantian means field of elixir. It means lots of other things too. And in the back we have the meng, which is door of life. Now, these are inside the body, but the best we can do is tap and pat on these areas and send signals in, and focus our awareness in there, near the spine, where these two energetic, let's call vortexes are, right? Dantian and Mingmen. Okay, slapping the front and slapping the back. Now bring one hand up to the chest, and the other hand always goes to the back. Keeping that movement in the torso and not in the waist. So the spine is getting the work. The eyes are also forward. The nose is forward. Now one hand goes over the shoulder and the other goes back to the back like it was doing before, okay? Yeah. On to the shoulder or into the back if you're reaching that far. Back to the chest and the back, the door of life, okay? Good. And now come back to the belly and the back, and we'll finish this up with a few more. Go a little faster. Or a lot faster. Good. All right. Come to slowly coming to stillness now. All right, there are many different arm swinging styles in Qigong. This one is one. I'll turn sideways so you can see this. The arms come up and then swing back. And we inhale as we come up and exhale back in and out, in and out. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. In and out the nose. Four more. Last one. Good. And in between exercises like that, those two, sometimes we do a movement like this, gathering and centering. It's called many things, sometimes called harmonize and balance chi. Inhale and exhale. I hope you can hear me all right. I didn't really get a chance to check the sound, so I'll speak up. Inhale and exhale. We had a few challenges in the beginning. And one more time, in and out. And this is a settling down, a calming movement to do. You might do this in a certain situation or when you have a moment to yourself to calm yourself down. If you're in a situation where you don't want to do the movements, you can internalize this movement. Imagine yourself doing this to say, peace and calm, calming, centering. All right, good. Now we're going to do a few exercises here where we're going to bring the hands to rest the wrists above, right on the hip bone there, okay? So that your hands are soft and open here, or not necessarily open, but just soft and relaxed. And what we're going to do here is choose one hand or the other. This is for you, you're looking at the screen, that's the right, comes back, and then the left. And it's just a heart level kind of pointing, or a little higher. You could even say up a little higher, not as high as the eyes. And we're kind of reaching out and going back. And now remember that thing with the waist. Keep the waist from going side to side and just move the torso here. Side view, inhaling, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, in, in, slowing down with the breath. Inhale, exhale. So there's a stretch and a reach. Now notice one thing here. As the Hand comes back to the hips. I don't reach my elbow back, but I bring my wrist to the waist there, let's call it the waist, and turn my shoulder back and my forward shoulder, my other shoulder forward. Okay, here we go. And you'll find that you get quite a lovely, amazing stretch out of this one. And all the while, the forearm is massaging along the waist. So on your right side, of course, it's stroking the liver, gallbladder area, and on the other side, spleen and pancreas. So let's just do a few more. Nice and slow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And you might even inhale, look out into the distance. Inhale. Exhale as you look far. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. We're going to come back here. Now that is also an exercise for the liver and the gallbladder. But all of these, many of these exercises have multiple function. So we're enhancing the immune system, just doing those simple movements. And the liver's connected with the eyes, so we're enhancing the strength of our eyes by doing this exercise. Looking near, looking far is another way to consider part of the practice. All right. So let's go to another exercise that's associated with the kidneys, which happens to be the organ of the season we're in. And I'll explain that as we go along. So let's place the right hand in the small of the back where we were tapping a moment ago. And just let's take the other palm and dip around and turn. And we can move the body a little bit here. We don't have to worry about the waist, the hips being tight. And we're going to scoop around, reach in a circle around in front of the forehead and over here, turn the palms down and settle down. This happens to be an exercise associated with the kidneys, but in the work that I've learned with Chinese medicine, this is also the water exercise, which is directly associated with kidneys and bladder. So we watch the hand go and we place it down like it's a heavy lid of a pot here. Around and over and down. Exhale. One more time on this side. Scoop around, turn the other way, and down. We're going to switch our hands, go to the right hand, reach around in a beautiful circle, and place the lid on the pot in a way, figuratively speaking, right? And here we go. The water element associated with kidneys and bladder, also associated with the season of winter. Inhaling and exhaling. On an emotional level, this exercise is connected. So with the kidneys and winter, it's connected with what we would call fear. Fear, and the aspect that is the yin and yang way of looking at that is fear or caution, which is, being careful, taking care, not being afraid or letting go of fear, and just being practical and awake and aware. Here we go. 2 more times. Sweep around. And I like to say, calm, calm, yourself. Calm your fears. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. All right, chi cultivation exercises. From that world of chi cultivation exercises comes this movement, which we all know or familiar with, or everyone's familiar with lifting something up and settling something down. Any kind of metaphor that suits you, that feels right with this one. We're just going to bring our hands up, rising with the breath, exhaling, settling down with the breath. In accord with your breath, or in balance in the rhythm of your breath, inhaling as your hands, palms go up, exhaling as they go down. We'll stay with this one for a little bit. As simple and subtle as these exercises are, they are high-level chi cultivation practices. I think when the body, the breath, and the mind are in harmony and balance, anything that we do in the realm of qi gong or yoga is going to be highly beneficial, rather better than when we're in disharmony, right? So inhale and exhale. Now feel as this, yes, the hands are moving down, but feel as if you are lifting up, rising up. And then allow yourself to sink down and root into earth as your palms rise. And then press and rise. And gather. Inhale. Sinking, rooting into earth, rising into the heavens like you're floating. Floating, rising, sinking, rooting. Nothing wrong with the idea that you might be feeling that you are rooting when you go down and rising when you go up. This is just another way and a natural way to look at this. So reverse your thinking now and feel yourself rise up, top of the head, lengthening up, tailbone down, spine erect, and then rooting down and still lengthening, top of the head going up. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. And now gather as if holding a ball. Here, maybe in front of the heart, a size that you want to maintain. Perhaps it's like about as big as your chest size, or something that would embody your chest, a ball that size. And let's take this ball and turn that ball around to this side, and then turn the ball, reverse the turning, and spin the ball back the other way. We shift our weight, we turn, and we shift our weight. And just relax into the breath. Relax into the shift of the weight from one side to the other. Turning. Feeling the harmony with turning planets, if you will, the changing of the seasons, The simple act of turning one way and turning the other. Now your ball is the same size, the distance between your hands. You may feel the relationship between the hands. You may feel the energy of the palm to palm facing. But don't get caught up in too much of the special effects. Enjoy them. And don't worry if you can't recreate what you find. Just go ahead and discover something new each time you practice turning the ball. And we're going to come front now. And we're going to turn the ball out and over and back, in and up, and out, and back up, just 3 times. Okay. In the realm of the high-level chi cultivation exercises, we're going to bring our hands like this at heart level, and we're going to send our arms out, and without locking the elbows. I'll lock to exaggerate. Locking, we're not doing that. We're not sticking our fingers out strong. Relaxed hands, slight bend in the elbows, and back. And then out and back. Inhale. And exhale. In and out. Inhale. And exhale. You may feel yourself going back as you push out and going forward as you draw back. Practice or play with that a little bit. Here we go. The body moves back, the fingers move forward. The body moves forward, the hands draw back. Just feel what you feel, notice what you notice. And adjust your breath to the movement, whichever way works for you. And back. And I'm going to turn front now. And just if you would, for the next exercise, turn your right foot out. And for this one, we're going to carry that ball again, or some idea of holding the ball, and we're going to shift our weight and we'll guide the ball around in a circle as we go out and back. Down, around in a circle, the hands go. This exercise could be carrying the ball, or it's done in other ways too, but we'll stay with this ball idea. Draw back. Go forward. Now notice this for a moment. Look down. Can you see your toes? You should not have the knee far out or beyond the toes. Really, ultimately, there's a sense of alignment between the foot, the knee, and the hip. But not a lunge. We're not trying to see how far we can lunge here. We just want to do a beautiful, simple movement, turning the wheel, carrying the ball. Sometimes this one's called lion plays with the ball. There are many different exercises of lion playing with the ball. We'll see if we get to another one before the class is over. Thank you for tuning in today. I hope you're finding this useful. I hope it's possibly, if it's new for you, I hope you're enjoying. If it's unfamiliar because you practice a different kind of Qigong, I hope that's all right. Draw back. There are thousands and thousands of styles of Qigong. I know a few. I'm going to turn front, turn the other foot out, and circle the ball around this way. And we'll do a few on this side. Turning the wheel is another name for this exercise, or something very, very similar. You could imagine pulling a wheel around and pushing the wheel and then pulling it back and gently pushing forward and moving with the wheel, with the movement of your push and your pull. And I think you see, I don't know exactly how I look, but I'm not going out like this and going back like that. We don't want to get too far out of that alignment, of the basic vertical alignment. Now, let's go over the top and back in. We'll do 3 of these, over the top and back in. Shift away. Shifting forward. Shifting back, turning, making those adjustments, turning the other foot out, over the top. Back around. Simple, subtle exercises do so much. Cultivating life force. Awakening the healer within. All right, now let's try something a little different. It's built within this same practice. Let's go back under, but instead of going forward, let's go back and then forward as we pull and push back and pull forward. 2 more this way. And pull forward. Turn the other way. Pull forward. Right back, glide back. Feeling some degree of effort, and then also feel the effortlessness of the practice. Both of these perspectives are of great value. All right? All right, good. Let's close that little part of the session. We're just about there with the time of our class. Shift your weight, gather in, and hands go down. Now let's take a few minutes. In the last minutes, I'd like to do some fundamental standing exercises with you. Standing is often overlooked. Standing still is often overlooked in Qigong practices. It's super valuable, stamina building, strength building, building the immune forces, everything like that. It may be some of the most profound of the so-called exercises or practices in Qigong. Let's just practice a little bit, just standing now, hands down at the side, feet relatively near each other. Arms are heavy, elbows heavy, shoulders are heavy. Tailbone down, the spine erect, head on top. One of my teachers stresses the fact that anatomically we're built. Standing is from here down, the psoas down into the legs. And our upper body is from here and up. So whichever way you think of this, elongate and lengthen, relax, standing still. All right, let's take a slight opening here, shift, step out just a little bit, and with the next breath, allow your arms to rise up. Inhale. Drift up and settle here with the fingers pointed more or less toward each other, elbows down, arms a little bit slightly bent. Hands facing the shoulders more or less, hugging the tree or holding the ball. If you were hugging a tree, you would feel the tree, you would feel the energy of the tree. Allow yourself to relax in the shoulders. Arms rest here as if they are on pillows. If you need at any time during these last exercises to let your arms down, well, do it slowly like this, right? And finish that way. If you need to stop or take a break, come back up. Without doing this, just observe me for a moment. Here's what not to do. Okay, because you break all that energy up that you gathered so far. So, all right, mixing it up, holding it and holding still. Just standing, or if the image for you is hugging the tree, then feel the tree. Think of that tree rooted so firmly in the earth, branching out into the sky. Energy, life force flowing both ways. This beautiful, powerful, wide open channel here that we are just snuggling up to. Okay, good. Take a breath in and turn your palms to face outward. And the circle of the arms is still here. The elbows are out a little more. The thumbs are down. Little fingers are up, palms are forward. Still the feeling perhaps of the tree. Or when we turn the palms, it's almost as if we are the tree and we're emanating our qualities outward from the trunk to the world. Now let's take another breath in, lower the elbows, fingers go up, hands are soft, shoulders relax on every out breath. And we stand as still as we can. And again, if we need to let go and stop doing the exercise, we just release slowly and just stand. Or if you like, sit and take a break. Just a little more here. On your next in-breath, gather the forearms, the elbows together, the wrists, and open the palms. And this is the offering pose, offering ourself, offering our service to those in need, offering our self-well-being, and offering this sense of well-being to the world and to others. Standing, just standing. Blossom in hand. Our own unfolding. Right here, right now. Today. And as the sun is setting on the East Coast, we gather a breath together, reach out, shift the weight, draw the foot back in to a closing, bring the hands down slowly. And place one hand on the belly below the navel and the other hand on top, and store the chi that we gathered today. Okay, well, thank you for coming today. I hope you're doing all right. I hope you continue to be or get better. And I'd like to remind you, I'm Stephen Michael Pague, and my website is waterfallqigong.com, just like it sounds, except Qigong is spelled Qigong, if you don't know that one. Waterfallqigong.com, you can find out what I'm doing. I do have really only one Zoom session on Saturdays going on there. Please join me. Okay, thank you very much.